Hello and welcome back to Twinstrology. I'm Marla Kelly. I'm a healer, astrologer, and channel, and this is a reading for twin flames and soulmates around the energy of the Aries new moon, what's coming through with that new moon. A lot of that energy has to do with manifestation. This whole month of April is about us more and more becoming the creators of our reality, and this new moon is a really strong and potent new beginning in that direction. The new moon is going to be on the Sabian symbol. Through imagination, a lost opportunity is regained, which is clear confirmation that our thoughts and our imagination is what is creating our reality. We have several planets on Sabian symbols of a similar nature. If you want to go and watch my video I posted around the Aries new moon, I think I posted it a week or two ago. I encourage you to do that. Even if you can't watch the whole thing, I think the part specifically about the new moon is like the last 10-15 minutes. Then after the new moon, we have more potent energies coming in. I feel like the week after the new moon, it could be a bit of a testing time or some initiation processes. We have a ton of things going on astrologically. Saturn's going to be stationing retrograde. Well, he actually is stationed at the new moon, sorry, and he's going retrograde on the 17th. Pluto is also going retrograde that same week. We have the sun making an exact conjunction to Uranus. The new moon is also conjunct Uranus, but then a few days later, the sun meets Uranus exactly. We have Mars meeting up with Black Moon Lilith and Pluto, and I feel like that energy could have people very much trying to regain their power. Some people might be angry. It's a bit of like, just get out of my way and let me do what I want kind of energy. Like, you don't control me type of energy. So that could be a bit volatile, or you may be feeling that and you may be having to assert yourself over other people. So I feel like this new moon, it's bringing in a lot of great changes for everyone, but those changes may not come as you expect. Because Uranus is involved. And when Uranus is involved, he's a wild card. Uranus is a great awakener. We may think we know how things are going to play out, but Uranus can change all that. Uranus can change everything in a heartbeat. He is the energy of the Tower. And the Tower card is going to come up in this reading. So don't have expectations about how things are going to come to you, but believe in miracles. Stay in your truth and your knowing. So let me, okay, I was going to draw a goddess card, but I don't have my goddess cards here for the new moon. So I guess I won't be doing that. So I'm going to just light some Palo Santo. I'm going to clear the energy a bit here. And while I'm doing this, I want you guys to think about what it is you need to know. What it is that you need confirmation on. And set the intention to get some kind of confirmation through this reading. It's a general reading, and so you have to take what resonates. When I watch readings on YouTube, right, often the whole reading is not going to resonate with me, but the reader will say a couple things that click with me and confirm something that I was thinking. And then I see that as a synchronicity. It says, okay, I'm on the right track with that. Okay. So here we go. We're going to talk about the energy of union first. And the overall energy for union, which is the combined masculine and feminine energies, is the Lover's card. So right away, we know that love is going to be a big theme here over the next couple of weeks. I feel like from looking at the cards, it's going to be a strong pull between the masculine and feminine energies. There could be some heart awakening energies as well. Venus is going to be making aspect to Jupiter. That can be heart awakening, as well as Uranus can be heart awakening as well. Healing, I'm also feeling with this card, a commitment. Some of you might be reaffirming your commitment to this relationship. And for some of you, this is going to be about a choice. You know, as I mentioned, this new moon is bringing in a lot of change. Okay, and so I feel like one of the things this card is saying is, here we are at a fork in the road. Which way are you going to go? What are you going to do? And one way may represent the past. And it's like you can stay with your old ways, the old karma, the old patterns, you know. And the other way is trying something new, taking a risk, doing something different, going a way you never went before. For some of you, this is going to be regarding a karmic partner. And you have to decide, are you going to stay with your karmic partner, or are you going to take a chance on this relationship? Again, Uranus is involved. So for some of you, that karmic partner is, you're going to see the truth, the illusion behind that whole relationship. Or with the Mars, Black Moon, Lilith, Pluto, you know, this is an ideal time to choose yourself and start saying, you know, I'm following my own path, and this relationship is holding me back, and so I have to let it go. So there's some kind of choice is likely in your life. This card can also represent having a heart-to-heart talk with someone, or messages, communication. I'm feeling communication at the second half of the month between twins could be strong. And lastly, this card could represent a testing period. The deck I'm using is The Lover's Path to Row by Chris Walder. I've also pulled Ascended Masters cards from Doreen Virtue and Romance Angels cards from Doreen Virtue. So the Ascended Masters card here is Retreat into Nature, Green Man. What I'm picking up on this is that it's about Green Man, and Green Man is, he's a version of Cernunnos. He's a Celtic god. It has to do with nature and the masculine's connection to nature. I feel like this card is representing the divine masculine rising. And I'm trying to explain what I'm feeling. It's like through the masculine's connection to Mother Earth, he's getting strengthened and he's getting healed. When I'm saying he, but we all have the divine feminine and masculine within us. So whether you're a man or woman, this is applying to you. Okay, your divine masculine is growing, it's getting stronger. A lot of times I see, I look at what's going on YouTube. I've said this before, and I've noticed that if people put up a video and they have a big headline about the divine masculine is going to do something, that video gets lots and lots of views, where other videos, which are really good, that pertain to people's healings, may not get hardly any views, which tells me that, and this is not for all of you, but for some of you, you're focusing too much on the masculine and you're putting your life on hold and you're expecting the masculine to come and save you. And what you have to realize is that you are the masculine. It's you. You have to raise your own inner masculine. And if you're finding yourself in a place of fear or anger with the masculine, if you distrust the masculine, if you are still focused on stereotypes of masculine energy, like men are dogs, all men cheat, you know the drill, that's showing you that you still need to do some healing work on your masculine energy. I feel like this is like the masculine, the wild masculine, I call it. You know, that is the energy of Kernunos, the connected to nature, passionate, anchored in his sexuality, the fertility god type of energy. So I feel like the divine masculine within all of us is becoming more impassioned. Forgot to mention that Chiron was going into Aries as well on the 17th, which I feel can contribute to this energy. And I've done a whole video on Chiron and Aries. That's a really important transit for light workers and for twin flames, because it's really going to push everybody onto their path. So I invite you to watch that video too. The Romance Angels card for overall energy of union is heart-to-heart conversations. Honestly, discuss your feelings with one another. So again, communication is coming up. And I feel like there's going to be a strong desire to communicate. You may have the desire to say something, to speak your truth, to be honest. And, you know, not everyone has been fully honest with their twin. Divine masculine, you know, for a long time you were wearing a mask and you haven't really exposed your feelings. Many of you haven't fully exposed your feelings yet. So you may be feeling a strong pull to do that. If you feel called to connect with your twin, then do it. You know, don't get caught up in, well, remember in the old days, there was that book came out, The Rules. And, you know, women were supposed to act a certain way, dress a certain way, and say certain things in order to attract a man. And by the same token, there were books for men. Like, if you want to attract women, if you want women to sleep with you, this is how you act. And those were leading us away from our true, authentic selves. They were basically telling us that we had to live by certain programs if we really wanted to get what we want. And if we acted like ourselves, we couldn't really get you know, anybody. Why would anyone love you if you acted like yourself? And so if you're someone that feels like you have to follow certain pre-structured rules, I would say in this relationship, it's about being authentic and being honest and being yourself. That is what is going to attract your twin more than, like, you know, I'm going to message them once, and if they don't respond, then there's no way that I'm going to message them again type of attitude. Because it's about opening your heart and getting vulnerable. That's a whole journey. Following your heart, doing what your higher self is telling you. So if you feel like communicating, communicate. Now, obviously, if your twin has said, don't contact me anymore, I don't want to speak to you, then honor that, okay? But otherwise, follow your heart. What is positive in twin flame unions? We have the Six of Cups. So wow, another good card about love, focusing on the love. This card often reminds me of past lives. Perhaps some of you will be connecting with past lives. You know, Uranus is involved, so it's possible to have sudden flashes, sudden vision, sudden insight. Could be around past lives or something in this life that happened that you're getting clarity on. Again, there's going to be a strong pull, I feel, with this energy. Thinking about the past, a pull to the past. purity, innocence. Like, to me, this card is like the purest love and the purest motivations for love. This is true love, a kindred, emotional, spiritual connection with someone else. The card from the Ascended Masters in what's positive in twin flame unions is Angus, the twin flame card. So the energy here already is pretty strong that you might be getting a reconnection with your twin. You may be hearing from your twin. You're going to be feeling pulled with love towards your twin. So for some of you, this could even be like an indication that union's coming. If you set an intention that you wanted to know whether this person was your twin or not, this could be a confirmation that the person you're thinking of is let's say, a twin flame or divine partner. There's actually lots of different types of relationships that are currently under the umbrella twin flame. What matters is that this is a deep soul connection. Twin flame relationships also help you grow. So if you're not in the place where you're ready for union yet, then this card could be telling you that focus on your healing. That yes, this is a twin flame partnership and you need to heal in order to come together. Or because this isn't a positive position, that you are in the process of healing and growing. Okay? And we need to exceed our limitations in order to reach twin flame union. Okay, what is challenging in twin flame unions? 7 of Pentacles. Well, for some of you, this is going to represent that you're feeling impatient, that you're tired of waiting. And there is a sense in the community of that with some people. But the more that you resist and the more you struggle against having patience, the more things are withheld from you, because this is definitely a lesson that you have to learn. But I think also going along with the other cards where we talked about making changes and things, this card is having you think about changing. Maybe assessing where you're at, forming a plan, wondering how you're going to make the changes. And it's about, harvesting something. You may be feeling bad because you feel like your harvest isn't here yet. Yet you have to let go of those expectations, because what I'm picking up in the astrology is that, miracles can happen. We have to believe. But I feel like for some of you, you're having to make some tough choices around that Lover's card. And so you may be struggling. You may be like procrastinating with making those changes. And I feel like this card can also be like struggling between staying in your sense of security or taking a risk. For example, if you're with a karmic partner, and some of you are going to be staying with your karmic partner for financial situations. And so you're going to be challenged. Are you going to stay there because of money, or are you going to take a risk? Because one will block you from moving further. You have to complete the karma if you want to get into union. The Ascended Masters card here is Moses. Take charge of this situation. So again, stop procrastinating. For some of you, you're not wanting to make the changes in your life that you need to take. And Moses is saying, now is the time. We can't keep putting things off. We can't keep waiting. If you want a new beginning, take charge of this situation and start creating the new beginning. You are the manifester of your life. It's up to you to take charge. Yes, the universe can help you. Yes, the universe can bring miracles. But They can bring you a miraculous situation, but if you're not willing to take charge of your life and to take action on it, then what good is it? And in order for you to take action, in order for you to take charge, you've got to have a strong inner masculine energy. So continue to heal your masculine energy, whether you're man or woman, it doesn't matter. Okay, so let's talk about the divine feminine energy. What is she focusing on? Now, before I go further, I want to reiterate that we have both the masculine and feminine within us. It's, on one hand, we kind of need to separate the energies so we can see what's going on. But on the other hand, it creates kind of an illusion that the masculine is separate from us. What you'll find is as you get closer to union, that the energies of both hold messages for you. And what I'm seeing in my personal readings that I'm doing for people is that the masculine and feminine these days is mirroring each other so much that it's like when we look at the union energies, this is saying what they're both working on. And you can see that the feminine's working on it from one perspective, the masculine's working on it from another perspective, and they're going to meet in the middle. They're both working on it. So you're going to see mirroring back and forth. Okay, we'll talk about that. There's definitely themes for both. Okay, so the overall energy for the divine feminine, or what her focus is the Four of Cups. So I feel like divine feminine, you're like stepping back and you're looking at your life. And you're thinking, is this what I want? Am I in the right spot? Is everything in order? What do I want to achieve next? Where do I need to go? Possibly, what is my mission? How can I take steps to get into union? You're looking at all these things. Perhaps you're looking at your life and you're feeling dissatisfied with your life. If, for example, you're one of those DFs that are staying in your karmic situation for financial reasons, you might be feeling like even that is not making you happy. Like this is Isolde on here. She's queen. Here she is, the queen in her castle, but she's not happy because she doesn't have her true love. Okay, she's in a karmic relationship. So she's still feeling dissatisfaction. I think another message of this card for the divine feminine is focus on the positive. Okay, remember there's a testing period going on here of how long you can stay in your high vibrational state before you get pulled down. Well, often what pulls us down is we start feeling sorry for ourselves. We start focusing on the past, focusing on what we've lost. We start feeling regrets about things. We start feeling anger, and that pulls our vibration down. This card is really about God, Goddess, assisting you, bringing what you want, but you have to help. The traditional card here, right, is a man sitting under a tree, and there's 3 cups knocked down, and right next to him is the hand of God saying, here, have this much bigger, better cup. But the man can't see it because he's focused on the past. He can't think about the future. So it's time, divine feminine, to let go of the past, whatever that is for you. Person, place, situation, mental attitude. You're letting go of something. Because you need to make room for the new. The Ascended Masters card here is Ganesh. Yes. So if you had set an intention for a question in this reading, the answer is yes. This message is also, yes, you're moving forward. Yes, obstacles are being removed. Yes, what you want is coming to you. So there's no reason to focus on what you don't have, or to focus on the past because something brilliant and new is on its way to you. Doors are being opened for you, but you need to walk through the doors. What is the biggest challenge for the Divine Feminine? 5 of Cups. Again, focused on the past with this card. It's time to let bygones be bygones. This card is also about separation, feeling separation. And, that struggle is real. We all have times where we have the sense of separation from our twin. But what we're working towards, our goal is to realize there is no separation, that we are one. And again, I say this a lot, is sometimes we have to purge things out, and that's okay. But at other times, we have to pick ourselves up and not focus on the past or what we don't have. We have to focus on what's positive, what we do have. It's a 5 card, right? So it's about change coming. And so you may be scared about the changes that are happening in your life. You may feel anxiety about those changes. For some of you, this represents a divorce or the end of a karmic relationship. Because 3 is a crowd, right? 3 can't stand. So you have to lose a person, but focus on what you continue to have, which is the 2 of Cups. See, this card comes up a lot for the Divine Masculine, but here it is for the Divine Feminine. This is what I mean by mirroring, because, karmic relationships are very prevalent in this reading for both the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine. So for some of you Divine Feminines, it's about leaving a karmic relationship or divorce or letting go of the feelings and emotions that you've struggled with during another relationship. Maybe that wounded your masculine and feminine energy, just caused a wound for you. And you're trying to let go and move past it. The card from the Ascended Masters deck here is tough. The message here is right, but and for some of you, the message will be right. Maybe if you need to have a heart-to-heart conversation with your soulmate, then maybe you need to write something to them. But for others, I feel like the message is just from Thoth, who is wanting you to remember your inner wisdom and your connection to your intuition, and to focus on your intuition, to stay in your knowing. Focus on your ascension process. When, our wisdom is stuff that we know. It's like what we're born with, what we're gifted with, or what we've learned in past lives. I feel like that's what Thoth is saying. Focus on that. Don't focus on illusions. See, there's a big moon in the card. The moon can represent illusions. And some people are going to get woken up to some illusions in their life, is what I'm being told with the Uranus energy. And so you might wake up to something that is painful for you. But it's better to know and to see it so that you can begin working on it. How to overcome your challenge. Is the Ace of Arrows or the Ace of Swords. This is focusing on your knowing, is what I'm getting, Divine Feminine. You got to trust your intuition. You've got to trust in yourself. Some of you, again, will be getting clarity that you weren't expecting. This can be like sudden downloads, sudden inspiration, sudden visions around things. For some of you, this is representing cutting away the old. And I'm feeling like for some of you, it's going to be like kind of vicious. Like I'm seeing people hacking with a sword, perhaps cutting cords with people. You know, having to remove some people in your life or get out of that situation, whatever it is. If it's your job, if you need to move, if you've, got family. It's like time to take back your power, time to take back your control. So you're getting very cutthroat about things, perhaps. Our ascended master here is Buddha. Meditate. So these two cards together tell me that you've got to get quiet and spend some alone time and focus on your thoughts so that you can get clarity around what you need to do and to find your inner strength, because the Ace of Swords represents strength too, and strength to speak your truth, strength to move forward with what you need to move forward on, to start that new beginning. But it's a sword, so it's like there's a new beginning, but there's a challenge that you need to face to get to that new beginning, or you have to overcome something. But you can do it. You have the strength. I pulled some cards for Divine Feminine that are still in karmic relationships. Okay, and for you, the energy around those relationships is the 8 of Arrows, or the 8 of Swords. So you're obviously not happy. You're feeling a bit stuck in the situation that you're in. So you need to look at why you're feeling stuck, why you feel like you can't move forward. What do you need to do? What do you need to heal? Because this is like your thoughts are keeping you stuck. Your fears. And I feel like the energy after this moon is going to see a lot of people facing some fear because you have to move past your limitations. And this is definitely a card about moving past your limitations. So even if you're kind of new to this journey and you don't feel like you're ready to leave your karmic partner, you may need to just have some truth to yourself. Speak some truth to yourself about what you're really feeling about that situation. Also for karmic partners, for the Divine Feminine retreat, it goes with the Meditate card. Get alone. Disconnect from the world and get some clarity for yourself. Aphrodite. Her message is love yourself. So you may be in a situation with a karmic, you're suffering codependency with them. Or you're still not honoring yourself, you're not having good boundaries, and this is something that you need to heal. That's going to help you move forward and out of that, self-imposed imprisonment that you're stuck in. 8, an 8 is a karmic number. So I feel like this is something karmic, some kind of limiting thought pattern that you have, or the relationship that you're in is dealing with some old fears from previous lifetimes, and you're afraid to leave that situation because of that. And let me tell you, from someone that was in that situation that no longer is, it's like you can tell yourself a lot of stories and make a lot of excuses about why you're staying in that karmic relationship, even though you're not saying that our ego can tell ourselves a lot of stories when it comes to not wanting to confront our fear and not wanting to make changes in our life, feeling uncomfortable with the changes. And so we make a lot of excuses about, our relationship isn't so bad, and I have to stay for the kids, or I have to stay for financial reasons. And maybe for some of you, you do. But if you need to be honest with yourself, then be honest with yourself at this time. Because that's the first step to healing. You can't heal yourself as long as you're still letting your ego, what do I want to say? Like your ego is playing hide and seek, like with the truth. I'm seeing that, that game where you put a ball and you put it under cups, and then you like shuffle the cups and you try to find the ball. It's like if your ego is still playing that game of, oh, don't look at that. We don't want to go there. Let's avoid that. Then you got to get truthful. Sekhmet also came out. Rage and anger. So I feel like for some of you, you're repressing a lot of emotions in your karmic situation. And this is just, clarity here that you're not happy, and yet you're not fully expressing yourself. You're perhaps stuffing your emotions down, which is not good. And that's something that the masculine typically does. So this is what I mean. Like we all do masculine and feminine things. Not that I'm trying to stereotype or anything, guys. I don't want any comments that, I'm stereotyping. But because when we lack boundaries, okay, we cannot express our rage and anger too, which is feminine. You've got to love yourself. You've got to express yourself fully. And if you're not ready right now to move past limitations, get truthful. Start planning. Start doing something that has you taking charge of the situation. Okay? Because when you take charge of the situation, then you're going to start feeling more powerful. You're going to start feeling like you have more control, rather than perhaps giving all your control to that karmic partner. Okay, what you're accomplishing right now, Divine Feminine, is oppression, the Tower card. So you are in the process of sweeping away the old. You may find that at some point over the next couple weeks, like your heart just gets cracked open. Because here we have the Tower. The Tower is where we hide ourselves away. It's the walls that we put up around us to protect ourselves from being open-hearted and being vulnerable and being fully honest. But, this has to come down, okay? So everything that you're struggling with, all the challenges that you're facing, is to get you to open your heart and to surrender and let go, okay? The energy at this time is very faded. For some of you, you might have a trigger. Either your twin or your karmic partner might trigger you. You might see some illusion that you were under, get clarity around it, and you may not be happy about what you see. Or even if you have to face yourself, you may not be happy about what you have to face, because obviously there's sadness, there's a lot of emotion with this card. And with the couple on this card, Dido and Aeneas, Dido is feeling abandoned and rejected. So, looking at these cards, they're quite heavy, right? The Four of Cups, Five of Cups, Ace of Swords. They're quite heavy cards. But I feel like Spirit is saying that the reason why you're facing that, if you are in your situation, is to get you to open up, to get you to let go of the past, surrender so that you can move on. Because until you surrender, you're going to be stuck. You're going to be stuck in that tower. You got to bring the tower down. The Ascended Master here is King Solomon, priorities. Prioritize your life and put yourself at the top of the list. Okay, what you need right now. If you need to rest, rest. If you need to take a vacation, take a vacation. Make yourself a priority. If you're dealing with challenges in your life, if you're dealing with changes and you're having trouble handling it, set priorities, set a list, and make even baby steps on that list a priority. But you have to stop procrastinating now. Now is the time to change. We've been waiting for a long time, right, guys? How often was I saying, we gotta wait. We gotta wait. You know, change is coming, but not yet. Change is here. Now is the time to go. So no more procrastinating. Mercury went direct at the new moon, or is going direct at the new moon on the 15th. And so I feel like that's going to be a green light here. The Romance Angels card for the Divine Feminine is calling in your soulmate. Your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. Well, like I said about this new moon, it's on the Sabian. Through imagination, a lost opportunity is regained. You are creating this union. The Divine Feminine. You are in charge. You are both manifest, yes. But like I said in my last message, the Divine Feminine is the one that's actually birthing the union. So stay focused. Stay in your knowing. Trust in the situation. And try to keep your vibration high. Because ultimately, things are changing for the better so much. We have to just keep our faith in that. Okay, the Divine Masculine. What is going on with him? Again, I say him, but it can be a him or her. It's just an energy. So Divine Masculine, your card is the Four of Wands. Interesting that the Divine Feminine has the Four of Cups and the Divine Masculine has Four of Wands. Fours are about foundation, structure, creating something, manifesting something, having strength and tenacity to achieve something. So obviously, masculine energy, relationships are a priority in your mind at this time. And I feel like this card is representing your draw to the Divine Feminine. And you're wanting to be with the Divine Feminine. And I feel like you're doing your work in order to get there. Hopefully you are. I do feel like this card is representing that you've completed a stage in your growth. And you're ready to move on to a new stage. Because this is like a celebration. Celebration and a time of rest for a minute before you start something new. See the mountains in the background. This is you elevating your consciousness. You're growing, you're expanding, and that is reason to celebrate. And as you do that, you're getting drawn more and more to the feminine. Because, as you awaken, you're getting into your truth. You're getting into your knowing. Your Divine Feminine energy is rising. And so, like the Divine Feminine is raising her masculine and getting her inner strength. The Divine Masculine, you're raising your feminine energy and you're getting into your knowing and your intuition and your truth. And you're beginning to trust more in the situation. The Ascended Master's card for Divine Masculine's focus is detached from drama, Pallas Athena. Okay, so there's people around you trying to cause drama. For many of you, this is going to be your karmic partner, but it can also be family members, co-workers, your boss, your friends. And I feel that this card is representing people wanting to tell you how to live your life. People have all kinds of messages for you on what you should do, how you should act, what you should say, what is best for you. And, look at this card. It's like you are just going, stop right there. I don't want to hear it anymore. I'm detaching from this. This is my life, and I'm going to live my life the way that I want to. Okay, and you're ready to become stronger. What is challenging you, Divine Masculine? 9 of Wands. Okay, well, it's karma. If we look at this card, you can see all these roots here. This is representing the karmic past. Things that are holding you back, like keeping you rooted. You need to break free. You need to cut these roots. Also, when this card comes up, it's showing that you're feeling guarded. You're feeling challenged to open up. Okay, because you've been protecting yourself for so long, you don't know how to just be open, to be honest. But I feel like this card too, it's about standing up for yourself. With the 9 of Wands, it usually shows like a warrior, like ready to do battle in a lot of other decks. So it's like, that's you. Like even though you're tired, you're exhausted, you're ready now. And maybe because you've been fighting for other people for so long, now you're ready to say enough. It's time to stand up for myself. And you're ready to do battle to manifest what you want. This is a 9 card, and so this is about completions. Okay, so something is ending. This is what the challenge is. Either an old way of life for you, an old situation, an old relationship. It's something karmic, and it's time to complete it, end it, and move on. The Ascended Masters card for what your biggest challenge is Lady Nada. Mother, wife, sister, daughter. Okay, so for a lot of you Divine Masculines, there's a divine, not a divine, there's a feminine energy around you, because I feel like this is karmic. It's not a divine connection. There's a female energy around you. For a lot of you, that's going to be your wife. For some of you, it's going to be your mother. That's holding you back. And you know they're holding you back. They're the ones that are bringing you drama, I feel. And they're the ones that are always like yapping in your ear about what you should do, how you should act, telling you what's best for you instead of letting you live your life, letting you, it's like they're thwarting you. Every time you want to do something for yourself, they're thwarting you. They're making it harder for you. And so you need to do healing energy with this person. Or you should know the situation is healing. Try to see the good intentions of that person. It doesn't mean stay in the situation, but one of the ways to heal it is to just, accept them the way they are and break free. We got that 9 card. You're completing this cycle of letting karmic people tell you what to do. You're gaining your independence. How to overcome your challenge. Judgment. Divine Masculine, you're going through a major rebirth process here, a major transition. and you're waking up, okay? You're awakening to the truth of the situation. For some of you, you're going to have some illusion shattered. And I've been saying that for a while, but it's coming. Like, some of you have had it. If you haven't, that situation is coming where you're going to be very surprised by what this person has actually been doing behind your back. They haven't been truthful with you. Or, like I was saying to the Divine Feminine about the stories that we tell ourselves to justify us staying in situations that aren't healthy for us. You know, perhaps you've been telling yourself stories about why you need to stay there. You know, oh, well, I made a commitment, and it's about my honor, and it's about my children, and I don't want to let people down. I don't want to let my parents down by separating from this person. And those are all just stories that you're telling yourself, and they're stopping you from, you know, living your truth and living in your heart, which is where we're all going. Whether we want to or not, some of us, like, we're going there. We're ascending, and there is no choice. We already made the choice before we incarnated here. So, lots of new beginning energy here with this card. Now, justice, of course, means decisions as well. Having to make a decision. Having to pronounce judgment, if you will. So one of the ways for you to overcome your challenge of having to constantly battle these other people is to let them go. Make a decision to have them leave your life, to break free of their control, if you will. It's a time of renewal as well, because the Ascended Masters card here is energy healing. Okay, so it's renewal, like there's new energy coming in. Merlin's message here is that you're healing, the situation is healing. But it's Merlin as well. Merlin is the magician. In Divine Masculine, most of you carry this magician energy, right? The feminine is the high priestess. The masculine is the magician. This is creating your own reality. Standing in your power. Doing what is right for you. Of course, you're not going to be selfish and abusive, but if you're not living for yourself, you're not living in your truth, and you're not living in your power, and you can't become the powerful person that you need to be unless you start making the decisions and moving forward. I noticed something interesting about these cards here and the myths that these cards are about. You guys know that I love myth. So this card is about Sigurd and Brunhild. And Brunhild was a Valkyrie. The Valkyries worked with Odin, and they would choose the warriors on the battlefield to take to Valhalla. And one day she disobeyed Odin, who had decreed who the winner of the battle was going to be, and she didn't like what he had to say, so she chose the other person, and so Odin punished her. And one of the things he said was that she would have to marry, and she said only if she could marry a man that was fearless. So Odin put her to sleep in the midst of a ring of fire. And no one could cross that ring of fire until Sigurd, or Siegfried, he's also known by. He was the one that was able to cross over there and get to her. And he vowed to her that he would have her or he would have no other. But then evil evil was done to them, and Sigurd was giving a potion that made him forget about Brunhild, and he married someone else. And the point of the story is that he made it through the ring of fire, and he awakened her, which is kind of like the masculine awakened the feminine. But then the masculine kind of went to sleep, right? It was like the masculine drank that amnesia potion and appeared to not remember who their divine feminine was, and they went off with their karmic partner. On this card, we have the story of Tannhauser, both German myths, actually. And Tannhauser was a minstrel, and he was traveling around. He found a little town called Venusberg, and this represents like the 3D reality and all the sensuous pleasures of the 3D reality. Having sex, getting drunk, gambling, all like lower vibrational things. And he stayed there for a long time, even though he was in love with Elizabeth, and who was a very pure maiden. But eventually he wakes up. He realizes that he can't live in that mundane world anymore, that there's something missing in his life. And he comes home to Elizabeth. So we have two stories here. It's like the divine masculine wakes up the divine feminine here, and then here the divine feminine wakes up the divine masculine and calls him home, which I feel is kind of like what is happening now. Like now it's the divine masculine's turn to wake up and come home, and that is what he's doing. Or maybe he's like regaining his awareness. You know, through this, he lost his awareness of the divine feminine, and then he remembers. So I just thought that that was an interesting kind of juxtaposition, some kind of message there in the cards for us. And perhaps even though there's separate myths, it's like, you know, Sigurd left, but then he comes back again, which doesn't happen in the real story, by the way. But yeah, interesting. What is the divine masculine accomplishing right now? 5 of Wands. There's a lot of wands for the masculine energy. 3 of them are wands. The wands in this deck refer to the myth of Sigurd and Brunhild, by the way. So here, 5 of Wands, masculine energy, you're taking your power back. Okay, you're going through this struggle now, but it's giving you the effect of you're ready to stand up for yourself. You're ready to love yourself. You're ready to do battle. Where before I feel you were a bit passive in these situations or passive in this karmic relationship that you're in. You're not being passive anymore. In fact, you're being quite aggressive. You know, and you're like, again, almost like a defensive stance, but more powerful, like stay away, stay back. And you're developing more faith in yourself, and you're developing more faith in your abilities, faith in trusting your intuition, and knowing that, you know, you have to move on from these things that are holding you back, whatever they are in your situation. For those of you that are in karmic partnerships, your energy in that karmic relationship is grace. So there's healing going on in that relationship. And the healing needs to be done to free yourself from it, because the healing represents completing the karmic nature of the relationship. For some of you, it's representing you standing up for yourself, and that is what you need to do to break the karmic cycle. But this card grace also represents that you're following your intuition. You are, again, believing in yourself more, believing in your spiritual connection. You're following your heart. You're getting a new sense of direction. This is the star card. So it's like you're following your star now. Where before maybe you were directionless. Now you're following. And the star is representing your inner awareness, your inner truth. And that choice, the choices that we're talking about with the Lover's card. It's like you're following your heart, you're following your gut, and you're trusting that the choice you're making is right. That path is diverging, and you're ready now to take a different path. You don't want to stay on the same path because you're recognizing that you're not happy there. From the Romance Angels, unrequited love. There's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. Been getting this card a lot, Divine Masculine, for your karmic situation. There's no love there anymore, and you're aware of that. It's become a matter of convenience or a habit, but even the matter of convenience is disintegrating here because it's no longer convenient because you're feeling so controlled in the situation. Love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more attractive. Loving yourself means setting good boundaries, living in your truth, and going after what you really want. Like I said, you can't please everybody. You're never going to make that happen. So the best thing to do is to please yourself, and everything else around you will fall into place. Isis, mothering. Well, for some of you, you could be staying in your karmic situation because she's the mother of your child. But, even that doesn't make sense because you have to think about the future of your child and what do you want to show to your child? For some of you, it's mothering yourself. It's like you're so busy taking care of everyone else that you don't take care of you. And it's time to do that, to nurture yourself, to give yourself some time and some love energy. And another message that I'm getting for some of you is that this is related somehow to your mother and the karmic situation that you're in is somehow related to your mother, either because you might be staying in it because of your mother, because you don't want to disappoint your mother. Or it could be that you picked your spouse because she was like your mother. And, a lot of times our mother and father, we carry wounds of our mother and father. And we try to reenact those wounds with another person. But those mother-father wounds, those inner child wounds are our biggest triggers. So what happens is we marry someone that reenacts, that pushes our buttons with those same most painful wounds that we have over and over again. And that is being reflected a bit in this card too, right? Because you've got to heal some feminine energy. So for some of you, the trick is going to be healing the energy around your mother. That's going to allow you to free yourself from this karmic situation. Because there's something there that's connecting the two. Maybe your wife acts like your mother as well for some of you. You don't need another mother. Engagement from the romance angels. This is just the message for the divine masculine from the romance angels. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. This means that you're ascending, and as you ascend, the relationship ascends. That's what this card is telling us. Your twin flame, your soulmate relationship is ascending to another level. And we have to think of this journey as like we're going up steps. You know, and some of these steps are just baby steps, but they take us a little higher and a little higher. It's that process, but it's there and it's working. Okay, so what does the future hold? Oh, I forgot. This card, remember this one? About the divine masculine, you're taking back your power, you're standing up for yourself. You're even like maybe becoming aggressively defending yourself. Or for some of you, it could be that because of the situation, you have to aggressively defend yourself. Maybe because of some truth that you get about your karmic partner. You may be very, very angry about it. But remember to stay balanced. Then we have this card, Isis. Sorry about that, guys. My daughter came home, so I had to stop the video for a minute. So getting back to the masculine and what they're accomplishing, the second card was Balance, Career, and Home Life from Isis. I'm going to read this card. You drew this card as a reminder to keep balance in your life. You can do this more easily than you imagine. You already know which part of your life is lopsided, and you may be feeling symptoms of burnout from this imbalance. You can rapidly shift your energy in positive ways by devoting time each day to your priorities, just what the feminine had, right? In her place of what she was accomplishing. Even 30 minutes a day spent in meaningful ways will lift your mood, morale, and motivation. Play is a much needed requirement for you right now. Make sure your needs are being met. Delegate work to others. Say no to unrealistic demands upon your time. Be honest with yourself and keep healthy boundaries at work and at home. Spend more time devoted to activities that make your heart sing with joy. So big message for you there, masculine. You are out of balance. And I feel that you've got too many people pulling on your energy. And you're not having enough time for yourself. You've got to find more joy in your life. You've got to find more pleasure. You've got to just find more balance. Because you really need this time to yourself to focus on your own growth. So good messages from Isis. And, you know, as I said, there's some mirroring going on there with the feminine because you're both being told to make yourself a priority. So what is up ahead for both of you? Like, what is the union energy up ahead? Three of Swords. Well, there's some heartbreak. And, you know, the feminine energy got the Tower card. You guys had some more, like, challenging, I feel, energy as far as, like, heaviness. Some of you may be feeling left out, rejected, abandoned, like I said, because we had this card. Unfortunately, in a lot of cases, We have to feel abandoned in order to open up our heart, or to heal our heart, I should say. Sometimes we have to acknowledge that. I've gone through this myself, you know. I've felt abandoned and rejected so many times, but that was really how the growth occurred. And it sucks to do that purging and to feel that. And sometimes it's not even with your twin. Sometimes it's with other people. But obviously, primarily with your twin, you feel that rejection so strongly. But it's like bottoming out, right? Like you hit rock bottom when you feel that and you're purging that out. And that is actually bringing healing to you. This can also be if you're dealing with having to cut someone out of your life. If it's a karmic partner or a family member or friends, like whoever it is that's not supporting you, that can be painful. You may be experiencing some fear around that. And for some of you, like I said, you're going to become aware of some illusion or some untruth, something that was going on with the karmic partner that you didn't know about. They weren't being honest with you, and that can have you feeling abandoned or heartbroken. Sometimes just having to change can bring about this feeling of heartbreak as well. So, like I was saying at the beginning, there's probably going to be some rocky-ish energy coming up in the next couple weeks as we really clear away some major blocks. And if it's this card is what comes up, then you can expect to be very emotional. Remember I mentioned, at least I thought I mentioned, maybe I forgot, but on the 20th, the moon is going to be opposing Mars, Lilith, and Pluto, like forming a conjunction. And so that can be some wild energy, you know, and make us feel rejected, abandoned, or thwarted, just emotional in general, because Mars and Pluto and Lilith to a lesser extent, they're all related to Scorpio. Albeit Lilith is debatable, but in my opinion, she's related to Scorpio. So it can be bringing stuff up that you've been trying to bury, bringing up painful wounds, or you have to confront something painful. The second card about the future union energy is the Ten of Swords. So again, not a very nice card. Okay, swords are never very nice because they're dealing with our emotional, not emotional, they're dealing with our thoughts, our thought patterns. And we have to, you know, confront those thought patterns that are holding us back. So this is an ending. Okay, this is a 10. This is a culmination of this suit. It's, a 10 reverts to a 1. So it's like a culmination of something and a new beginning of something else. But an end. Something is irrevocably coming to an end. This can be like your old self is coming to an end. It could be your ego is what is dying here, because this card represents like a metaphorical death. It could be your karmic relationship is meeting a irrevocable end. But there's some aspect of your life that is concluding, and it's concluding to make way for a new beginning. But has stated, there can be some pain associated with it, some pain of letting go, some pain of releasing something. Again, for some of you, like I mentioned, you may get some surprise about something you didn't know about that was happening, and that can make you feel stabbed in the back, which is another meaning of this card, like feeling betrayed. Obviously, these two cards together speak about possibly feeling like very betrayed. So it's like what I'm feeling for some of you, it's like realizing that someone wasn't really on your side after all, or they were doing something behind your back, and they're catching you unawares. By the same token, if you're doing something behind someone else's back, be careful, because they might catch on to it, and that could create an ending for you too that is painful for you. The cards from the Ascended Masters for the future energy, the first one is Epona crystals. So some of you could benefit from working with crystals at this time. I also feel like this card is representing healing energy, and it's interesting because Epona is related to Cernunnos or Hermes, Green Man. They're all kind of similar energies. And also raising your vibration. This card is representing that you're ascending another level. You're expanding, you're growing. It's like, because I'm getting crystals, frequency. Your frequency is raising. That's one of the reasons why crystals can help you right now. Help you with your vibration. Crystals can be very healing too, so you may need some healing energy depending on what's going on in your life. The other card from the Ascended Masters is Archangel Michael. You can do it. So this is some encouragement from the universe. It's like you're going to be facing perhaps some hard choices, some hard decisions, some initiations, but you can do it. This is all showing you your inner strength, and it's helping you take back your power. Again, Michael's got his sword. Michael, Archangel Michael cuts cords. Like this card, cutting away the past, cutting away what no longer serves you. From the Romance Angels for the future, religious factors. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. Well, usually this card to me means divine timing. Yes, your love life is affected by your spiritual path. It's part of your spiritual process. They can't really be separated, and so you have to go through the process. You have to go through the healing. You have to go through the expansion in order to prepare yourself for the relationship. For some of you, I'm feeling like this card may actually have something to do with religion, and religion might be a factor here. For example, religion might be a factor in your karmic relationship. You may feel like you made a commitment and you can't break it because of your strong religious beliefs. Okay, but that will be something that you'll have to confront. The second card from the Romance Angels for the future is reconciliation. Someone from your past is returning to you. So as you can see, even though there may be some trials and tribulations, there's something positive coming out of this, and that is it's leading you towards a reconciliation with your partner, with your sacred partner. So, like with this card, it's like keep your eye on what's ahead. Don't focus on the past, or don't focus on, perhaps the fears that you experience from the changes that you're going through, but think about the positive things that are going to be part of the changes that you're making. And both the divine feminine and masculine are shedding these parts of themselves, shedding everything that's holding them back in order to make a way for this reconciliation that's so important. And we're coming up on Beltane, which is May 1st. Beltane is the pagan celebration of the marriage of the god and goddess, and I spoke about this in my Divine Masculine video. Beltane was where I ended it, and I felt at that time through that channeled message that that was going to be a huge shift in energy. Okay, now as usual, we don't want to have expectations about how that shift is going to look in our lives. And for each of you, that shift is going to be something different depending on where you are in that journey. But, when we're talking about the marriage of the god and goddess, has twin flames, you're here to recreate the sacred marriage of the god and goddess. That's recreating the alchemy that is manifesting your reality. So, wow is all I can say about the cards. Lots of great cards here, although as the cards have shown, maybe not always easy times for us, but I feel like very positive changes for twin unions in the long run, or after we clear this hurdle, if you will. Okay, so our Journey of Love card this week is 69, Contemplation. Within you, there is a question arising. When you get the question right, the answer will be self-evident, but you have to plunge your consciousness deep within to find the right question, to articulate it clearly and understand what it is you are really asking. That question within you is actually a divine gift of awakening. It is your future awakened self waiting to be found and calling to you too. Let the question arise through dreams, dance, meditation, sleep, yoga, time in nature, swimming in the ocean, bathing in an aromatherapy bath, or receiving a hot stone massage. The question holds within it the next unfolding petal of the lotus of your being. This oracle brings you an invitation to enter into the mystery of your life and your being, and to allow the biggest question you can summon to emerge from your heart, to be expressed through love. Your question may emerge as clear and shining, or soft and yielding, a question with no words, only feeling. Whatever truth emerges, let that be your contemplation. In response to that question, the next step forward will before you. The next step forward will unfold before you, revealed in perfect clarity and perfect timing. This oracle brings you a message from your own divine nature. Sit with me and breathe. I want to ask you something. I want you to ask me something. Together there's a conversation that we are to have now, and there will be beautiful accord between us that overflows into all your relationships, bringing you more understanding and peace. So the poem is, patterns break the night and beams of light awakening, memories of walking on sand, moments, waves replaced, waiting for another passerby. Reflections, time to look outward and to find those hidden spaces. Residing alone, waiting for a twin soul, waiting for myself. So, as we ascend, we get more in touch with our higher self. We begin to embody our higher self. The stage that we're at, this new beginning, is bringing in a lot of change in our life. For some of you, this is going to be a challenging change. What you're being asked to do is to spend time in contemplation. Your higher self wants to talk to you. Your higher self wants to guide you. Your intuition is there to shine the light for you. If you can find the space to get in touch with it and hear it. And you can have a conversation with your higher self. And they will show you the way. I had a dream last week that showed me so clearly that my higher self, my oversoul, the oversoul of my twin flame and I, was so much in control of this situation. And all we have to do is follow the guidance that they give us, to follow our promptings. So this time period, you're being asked to contemplate so that you can hear the promptings of your heart, which is your higher self, guiding you, giving you the courage and the strength to make the changes that are necessary in your life to embrace a new beginning fully. If you would like a personal reading with me, you can visit my website, which is twinstrology.com. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Thank you for commenting on my videos. Thank you for all the likes, the shares. If you haven't subscribed to my video, please, I'm asking you to subscribe. That would help me out if I could get more subscribers. And thank you for those that have ordered readings with me. I look forward to working with you, and I will talk to you again soon. Love you guys.